Start with the first one. So, where did we drop? Yeah, we dropped towards Lipovka. I think this was a pretty good drop because if you go towards Lipovka here, we had a lot of teams around us though. Holy shit. Loads of people went late. You go towards Lipovka here, we ended up getting Lipovka for free. But if there was another team that decided to contest us in Lipovka, we could probably have just taken cars and driven up north and gone like Kameshki or something. Thank you, Yokas, for the host. Cheers, dude. How'd your last game go? You get second place again? I got third again. But yeah, like, we ended up getting Lipovka for free, but I like these drops where if you drop and you get contested, like, people beat you to the buildings or whatever, or there's another team going there, you just don't want to fight them, you have an option to just get vehicles and leave. Some drops you don't have that option. But we knew that, like, north of us, because the plane was like this, so north of us was always going to be, like, pretty free. So yeah, we have, like, a backup plan, basically, in case people come there. I left these guys to loot Lipovka. I went and looted compounds. Just because I figured there's not enough loot for 4 people in Lipovka. Which I think was probably the right call. I avoided these because I knew the mansion guys would go there. I mean, I got kind of lucky here, honestly. When this happened, because I'm just looting compounds. At this point, all I have is a P92. Which, like, I should have something better than a P92, really. Usually I would. I got kind of unlucky only having a P92. But then I got super lucky that this guy didn't even see me. I parked my car pretty well, though. Because if somebody comes from that direction, like, they won't see the US. And he didn't see the US at all. He had no clue. That's the only thing that saved me right there, is that he didn't know I was there. He was doing the same thing as me and just didn't see the car. Doors were closed. He didn't expect a guy here. So that's just kind of like a random... you can't really predict stuff like that happening. I loot more. Hey, what's up, Hayes? How's it going, man? Thank you very much for the host. I'm sorry for making you drown. But I am a little bit upset that I didn't get the kill points. Welcome, guys. I knew it was you as well, Hayes. I said to my stream, I was like, that's Hayes. Or I think it's Hayes, because I could see your shoes. I don't know if it's like your shoes and your bandana. You have the red bandana as well. Then you drowned, and I was like, yep, it's Hayes. So we kind of did the only rotation that makes sense from this position. Which was just take boats. Wait, how do I go up? Maybe didn't all need to have our own boat, but I had a fuel can, like we had plenty of fuel. Often you would only take like 1 or 2 boats because then you don't need as many fuel cans. And it doesn't really matter if you're in different boats because it's unlikely that you get shot out. But I mean, I think we had enough fuel so it was fine. We come in here and we talked about maybe going here. But we figured this is such a popular spot, it's so central, like it's pretty likely that somebody's there. This is the first game. Not the last one we just played. We go up here. I think, like... I mean, it's easy to say, like, oh, this was good because we didn't die. But, yeah. I think it made sense doing this because we could probably spot a team if they were here. And then go somewhere else. I don't know where we would have gone. Maybe Novo. Just gone in here or something. But Larson was camping here, waiting for boats while his team were further up. So I'm glad we didn't do that. We scout this compound. This compound's free, so we take it. Then we actually shot at Larson a little bit, and then he moved away later. Alright, so we take this compound in this circle, and then it shrinks. And then we're on the edge, right? These guys seem to be aware of where we are. And we thought there was a team here, so we didn't want to go this way. But, like, in hindsight, we maybe could have moved this, like... There's not going to be a lot of people south side, right? Can I pause this? How do I pause? Oh, I did it. Mute the plane. So when this shrink happens... This is the old circle, right? The blue one. This is the new one, the white one. So if you think about the fact that most people want to be in the middle of the circle, or like towards the middle of the circle, you can kind of tell that the southwest side of this is going to be, I mean, it's water, so it's kind of different, I guess. But you know the north side is going to be packed. Because everybody that's up here, like a lot of people are already in the center, so they're just chilling, they're not moving really. We're on the east side, so it kind of makes sense just logically, like by the circle, to go south, right? But I think we thought there was people in this compound. But I think if we'd scouted this compound more thoroughly, we could have actually just moved into this compound and just chilled here. Which... I don't know. It's not that great, actually. I'm guessing that's why this team didn't stay here, is because if you then have to push out of this compound, it's like really rough, just pushing up here and everything. But we could have maybe chilled, like... Could use this ridge. Could have pushed up and gone to this spot later on. That might have been okay. But I think what we did was fine as well. We basically just watched our backs. Stayed at the edge, watched our backs to make sure nobody was coming in from this direction. Then it shrinks again, and it goes in like that. I actually think we did this stuff. Like, up to this point, I think we did everything right. Going up here like this. Just clearing this area. And then moving along. I'll show you guys where I think we fucked up. Basically, while this whole fight is happening, I think what we should have been doing is moving kind of like we are, but like further. Are we shooting at these guys? These guys had one knocked, they're rezzing, this guy's completely open. How do we not kill this guy? We should have just pushed up, like we should have been more... Yeah, so see what happens? They move there ahead of us. If when all this is going on, all this shit, if we just push together and we go down this ridge here, we go along, we get ahead of these guys, we probably kill this guy because he's on his own, and then we just kill them, like, we basically let them res Let them do everything they wanted. Let them all come back to the same spot. And just chill. And then from here they just hold us, like, and then we can't move along the ridge anymore because they're in front of us. It's such a great ridge, but it sucks if a team's where they are, basically. Yeah, we're shooting at those guys. Hit Lowry like really low, but we don't kill him. So we try to do what we should have done earlier, basically. And then we just get fucked from this point on. We lose Rustin Marks, he's trying to get down here. It would have been sick if he'd actually made it, it would have been really good. He would have had an angle on like this side of them. And then Stoff flanks us. Stoff was at the shack and he runs in the open across here. Like, this flank is pretty mental, honestly. Dance for us. I'm alone. They're on every side of me. I knock him. And then go end. I mean, there's no way I'm winning that fight at that point. Like, honestly, all I could have done is try to finish him and get the points. Because I wasn't going to win 1v3. That was a pretty crazy flank, right? So we got like 8th place that game. What are we watching? These are the hot drop games that we just played. Or that I just played. Just talking about like, just watching the games back and seeing like what I should have done or what my team should have done. To win them or to not die. This game we drop Roz. This is the full UK lineup. We have a team looting school, which this usually happens if you loot Rosok. Like you have a team. Teams around here generally. Sometimes they get Wartown, but we got it this round. We go pretty late, so everybody, because it's a military circle, everyone's trying to get across, right? Everyone wants to get across early. They don't want to deal with any of that shit of like trying to swim with people shooting at them or drive across the bridge or anything like that. We go late. There's basically nobody around. There's actually guys behind us. There's a team camping the lighthouse and there's 60 swimming. We drive into the water. Swim across. Do the compounds free. We grab a few cars around here. There were some cars left on the road and we grabbed them, which is really good. It's one of the bad things about swimming across the military base, you lose your cars. But actually finding cars on the other side is like perfect. Oh yeah, Hayes? He just goes there every game. I hate looting Watertown, I can't stand it. Like, it's good loot, but it's so annoying to loot. Because you're like swimming half the time. Maybe he knows how to loot though. So again, everyone's going for these center positions, and we're just chilling on the edge, basically. We have our vehicles, we're just hanging out. Clearing around us. Circle shrinks all the way down here, which this sucks. Like, this is so bad. If this had gone military base, if it had gone, like, to us, or it had gone, like, this or something, we could have just gone down into mill base, chilled in some buildings or something. Like, there's so many things we could have done, but this is just like, fuck you, basically. To us. So I think what we do is we debated going this way, but then in the end we went outside the blue like this. I mean, we could have actually just driven through here. There was nobody left in this area, but it's awkward to drive. It's funny how empty this was. Oh, there's a team driving late. These guys are okay. This is what some people do. They come super late across the bridge, like use all their meds and everything. But these guys are like super low. They're gonna stop here and med. Like, look at them. They're all in the car, popping first aids. And they just drive further. That's like a way to get to the island without getting bridge camped, because you just like hope everyone's gone already when you cross. This is the part that sucked. Like, I don't know if we should have just driven to the center and tried to take something, but we just have this big fucking field. It's just so annoying because there's like nowhere really to go. Suntouch goes and stops at the crate because it's like, I guess it's pretty central, it's some cover. Like a decent spot to be in, but then Ewan's here. Other Ewan has a fight with him, and then he dies to this team. I was saying, like, should we come to you? And he was like, he was getting shot at from, he said he was getting shot at from like 4 different directions, so I was just like, fuck that, we're not going there. I mean, maybe we should have helped him, but I kind of felt like we would all just die. I felt like he was... Once he said he was getting shot from all sides, it just seemed like he was a lost cause, and we should just let him die. Rather than risking the whole team. Because we can't just sit. Like, it's a big field, but we can just kind of chill. And that's what we did in the end. We just chilled on the rocks. Like, we just hung out here. It's not a good spot, but it's just like, we're so far away from everyone, no one really has to deal with us. So we're basically just waiting for the next drink. We shoot these guys. I killed Pidgeminota again. I killed him last game with a pistol. I killed him again this game. Only kill that I got in the whole match, both times. Randomly. But yeah, we basically didn't have a fucking clue where to go. We get the circle again, which is nice, but still... I mean, we can't stay here forever, you know? I talked about this game a little bit already. Basically, we just didn't know what to do. Because there's like nothing... In this area is like so shitty. Like, there's a few thin trees. But it's just so... There's nothing there, really. So we decided to use the USs, grab these rocks. Just to get a bit further into the circle, get a spot where we're probably not going to die at least. But then we have this team above us, and they have like a really nice angle on us. Like, this is great for them. Except they can't push, that's the only thing. Like, they can take shots at us, they can nade us. But they can't push us, and we can't really push them either. At this point, I was worried about them flanking this way. Like, I thought they were going to go like that to these trees, and then just have angles on us. Which is why I did this. I took the car, and I went to that tree. I was just thinking, if anyone goes over here, at least I can, like... My whole team won't die from one guy, like, flanking. But then the circle shrinks away from me, and my... Well, my car gets shot at, and then I blow it up. And then I just end it, like, it's just... At this point, it just sucks, because I'm outside the circle. I guess I can kind of cover my team from each side, and then run in late. Sometimes it helps to have a guy, like, at a different angle. But I don't know, it was pretty stupid, honestly. And then we go up here. Just because we're trying to get to like some position that isn't complete shit. And we basically just get wrecked from far away. I try and hide behind the crate. I get shot from this team. Two different guys shooting at me and I just can't hide anywhere. Like trying to get cover behind the crate, but I needed to just... I don't know what I needed to do. I need to do what H-Ride did, I think. He just goes up here. I think he must kill Feverish, right? Maybe he doesn't. Feverish just healing outside because he thinks he's... Oh no, he dies. Rory kills him. So when he's proning here, he's actually in a pretty nice spot because these guys can't shoot him. These guys can't shoot him. Just relaxing, you know? Chilling. So yeah, if we'd all been here, maybe we could have done something. It was still a crappy place to be. Maybe we could have even driven the UASs up here. If we're here with 2 UASs, we're in a pretty decent spot, actually. But yeah, that was that game. It was kind of just all... bit of a disaster. So yeah, because... Oh, this game was with, yeah, Gemsy, Manox, and Sigsy. So we dropped... Okay. Our drop, we dropped instantly. As soon as the plane let us out, we dropped towards Prim. Kind of the same thing as when we went Lipovka in the other game. We're basically thinking we're going to drop instantly to go to Prim, so that other people see us going to Prim and don't want to go to Prim. If another team does the same thing, we just fly over, grab cars, and go like up west side, or go George or something. Like we just loot this area. But in the end, nobody comes. We just get Prim for free. Chintz with the gifted sub. They've given 9 gift subs in the channel. Oh. Yo, Chintz. Thank you for gifting the sub, dude. Hayes, welcome. Enjoy the smirking emote. I'm actually supposed to be getting new emotes in like 2 weeks. Rissa just emailed me back. I'm excited. I have like a bunch of emote slots. I think I have like 8 free slots or something. Yeah, we just loot up Prim. We get a pretty nice circle. Like this circle's really chill because we know there's like barely anyone up here. We get vehicles. We spend a while like searching so that we get some decent vehicles because at the start we only had 1 buggy. So we end up with like a buggy, a Dacia, and a US or something. But it's worth, if you're like, if it's pretty free where you are, and there's a bunch of vehicle spawns, it's always worth like taking the time to find the vehicles, you know? Because they can literally change the entire game later on. Hawker920 with the Prime sub. Thank you, Hawker920. Appreciate the Prime, dude. Welcome. Thank you, man. So we drive up. I hope you guys can see this. So my cam's not in the way. We drive up the west side. Because we know, like, based on the plane went like this, right? The plane went like southwest to northeast. So, just based off of where people are going to drop from the plane, this area apart from people rotating early, and like taking cars and rotating early and stuff, this area is going to be pretty damn free, and you can see it is. Like, there's a team here. But like all this stuff is free. We could have maybe even looted a bit more. That's something I thought about doing, and it might have actually been good because we had barely any scopes. So I could have even looted some of these compounds maybe while my team were here with 3. Because nobody's gonna come here and fight our team, right? If there's 3 guys on this hill, really obvious. Nobody's gonna like. There's no point in the first circle fighting another team for a spot. That's just dumb. So I could have actually looted up, tried to find like a 4x scope, for example, would have probably changed. If I find 4 or 2 4x scopes, we can probably win the game. Because we're just going to get so many more knocks, like we're going to probably win the fight with these guys instead of losing it. Or we at least get more kills. Like we have a way better chance if I... So I think I should have done that. I think I should have said, look, you guys take this spot. I'm going to loot these compounds. It could go wrong if I die somehow to some random shit. Like a team comes and I die to them. But if I find scopes, it could change the whole game. So I think it was probably worth it. And then we get lucky with the circle. So we took a spot that was like relatively central. Not bang in the middle. But like it was safe. We have a lot of vision. It's central enough that we have a good shot of getting the circle. And then we actually get it. So we're basically dead center here. Just like perfect. So we're dead happy with that. People rotate around us. We're shooting at them. Taking out their wheels. I think I get a knock on... I actually want to... I knocked this guy. With a Kar 98. But then, unfortunately, he just gets to chill behind this tree. They smoke him out. Stab's gonna run over and res him. You'll see us bombing through. Team you on. Oh, you guys are here. So I'm shooting my Kar 98 into the smoke, trying to basically get a lucky shot. I don't know if I even could have. I could have sworn I was shooting right where Stab is right now. I guess not. Maybe I was hitting the right side of the tree. Because I knew where they would be to res, and I was trying to shoot through the smoke and kill them, but didn't work out. So everybody's basically doing the same thing. Like, this circle pops, everyone's just taking the middle. Finding a decent compound. Trying to keep their vehicles safe. We have our vehicles. This is important as well. So remember I said we took the time to get some good vehicles. We have 2 buggies, a Dacia, and a US. Not ideal. Buggies aren't very good, but it's better than nothing. And we keep them down in this little, like... It's really hard for people to shoot the wheels, apart from maybe from this direction. Because keeping your vehicles alive till late game is... That can make a huge difference. When you want to, like, rotate into a rough circle. What's the best type of house to camp? The best type of house? Probably like a 2-story. One in the zone, yeah. One in the middle of the circle. Like a 2-story building is good. Something that has a lot of vision around you. It's less about the type of house and more about like the position that it's in and just what you can see around you. We get another circle, so this is great. We're dead happy at this point. We see, right, we saw Ibiza go here, and we know it's only one guy. So we had an option, we were talking about it, like, we could go here, we could take all our cars, we drive to this compound, it's only one guy, unless he's a literal god. There's no way he, like, kills any of us. Maybe he downs one and finishes him, but most likely he just downs 1 or 2, and then we just kill him. Like, we should always win this fight. Vince, you go nuts, dude. Thank you again for the gifted sub. Erratus, welcome, dude. Enjoy the emotes. Nice solid 10. So, where were these guys? Okay, so these guys were... When did Ibby go there? Oh, is it Ibby alone? Okay, so Ibby's in this compound. Well, he probably... Yeah, he's probably just going to try and get this because it's closer. Oh, wait, does this circle? So Ibby's split from his team. I think he's basically just scouting. He's just trying to get them a good spot. Because right now they're in these yellows. It isn't too bad. But it's good that they have a place to move to if the yellows are out. Ibby's maybe being a little bit reckless here. Because... could be people here. Yeah. He scouts that compound is free. He goes to it. His team are here. And then I think when the shrink... You'll see the shrink happen. And then you'll see his team... probably go to join him. So, okay, so this is actually still a good spot because of the way that it shrank. Our spot is good, Ibby's spot is good, the rest of his team are only, like, we're probably in the 3, in terms of, like, position in the circle, like, these are all really central. It could shrink with the center on any of these compounds. We're in, like, the best, 3 of the best spots in this circle. So there's no reason for us to move, really. We know there's only one guy there, but, like, why would we move? We don't need to. We're in just as good a spot as his. We have more vision. We still have all our cars. Like, we're chilling, basically. Velan from Ibby's team, he goes to him. And this is basically... because they know if there's only one guy there, if 4 guys roll up, he's just dead. Like, and they know people will do that. So Velan goes there as well. So right now they're 2-2 split. 2 guys against a full team of 4 will probably lose the fight. But they still have the buildings to work with. Like, they're still in a better position than a team breaching them, you know what I mean? So, 2 versus 4 is like... it's basically just not worth it for the other team to risk it most of the time. Unless they have to. But, like, they're pretty happy with this 2-2 split because... both spots are fairly unlikely for anyone to breach them. And if somebody does breach them, they have a decent chance of winning the fight, I would say. It's not, like, guaranteed or anything, but it's, like, decent chance. Whereas if you see just one guy, you're just going to go and take the spot. But they don't know, like, both these spots are just as good as each other right now. So they don't want to commit to just one of them. And then if the circle goes up here, they're going to take this one. If the circle goes down here, they're going to take this one. Basically nothing happens until the next shrink. Not for us, anyway. For teams on the edge, shit happens, because they're trying to, like, get in. And we also saw... Jempty called out that there was another guy here. So, okay, so as soon as this shrink... I pause. I don't know how to use this shit. Look, as soon as this shrink happens, they're running out of the yellows. They're going over here to their cars. And they're going to move all to this compound. So that completely makes sense. This is out. No reason to stay here. Get 4 in 2 2-story buildings. Like, they're so happy with this. This is a great spot. And these guys won the game in the end. You can kind of see why. These guys can move in on the edge. They can be okay. Faster Mini-Mint can move to this compound that's free. They might not know that. Hayes' team, I think, ended up pushing towards us and dying. It's rough for them because their side of the circle's fairly free. But it's just like we're in such a good spot to give them a lot of trouble because it's this, like... it's basically an open field with a bunch of, like, hay bales. And do you guys have vehicles? Okay, so this is a great example of like why you need vehicles. I don't know what happened in the early game. Like maybe they didn't get a chance to get any vehicles. Whatever. They don't have any vehicles. This rotation with vehicles is like easy because you just drive this way. And you go to like this region. No. I don't know, you go to like these hay bales. It's still not ideal. Like you're still not in a great spot. But you have so many more options of like, they could drive to here, for example, if they know this is like free. I think they actually got here on foot, which is pretty impressive. But, like you could drive to here. You have a few cars, you have a ridge. Lost our vehicles when we crashed swamp. Okay, yeah. So you lost them basically getting into like a previous circle. So they have to run in the field. So this makes it like way shittier for them because they're just basically running and hoping we don't hit them. Strafing left and right. Like super awkward. If we had more scopes here, we'd probably actually just kill them. We had like one guy with a scope, I think. Which is kind of lucky for these guys. Because obviously if we all have scopes and we're killing, like shooting at them running in an open field, we should always win the fight. But I think they actually get pretty close to us. There's two. This team is also running from the swamp in front of them. And kind of use this ridge to get up. I don't know what happens here. Do we kill? Who do we kill? We kill a bunch of people. Isn't on foot sometimes stronger? Like you guys wouldn't be able to hear them drive in. Sometimes that can be a factor, but it was an open field and we already knew that they were in those buildings. We marked on the map and we said these guys have to move. Don't let them move, basically. So the sound of the cars wasn't a factor. We knew they were there already. Okay, so we fought Avengers squad who ran in front of us. And you guys, like, ran around the field while we were fighting, I guess. Yeah, this shrink that happened here is basically just... Unless we have somewhere to go, we basically just hold up. Like, we kill everyone behind us and then we move in late. That's what we were doing anyway. Whether it's the right thing to do, I'm not sure. We maybe could have moved with our vehicles. We'd gone a little bit early. I get knocked trying to run. I should have stayed. I definitely should have stayed. I shouldn't have run back. I think Jempty called for me to run back, but I should have said, like, I can't, and just stayed. That was definitely my fault. Look at Jempty flanking. Look how good that is. They have no idea. Gets a knock from behind. I get rezzed. I run in front of Menox and get team killed because I run in front of his gun. So while all that shit was happening, Hayes' team runs in, gets like a decent ridge here. We res everyone. This is really good. Like, it's really good that we kept everybody alive through the fight and nobody got finished. We're trying to get helmets and shit. I don't think I had a helmet or a vest at this. No, I have nothing. I'm like trying to find a helmet or a vest or anything. I grab a 4X. This is basically the point where Jempty was saying, like, we should have taken the vehicles, basically. Just, like, driven somewhere over there or, like, taken a different spot. Because we have to cross the field now. Alright, this is... Okay, so I spot this squad. And I say, there's a squad down here. They're open. And we just wiped them pretty easily. I mean, they were kind of pinned, so we probably would have killed them anyway, but... Right. I think I did the right thing not shooting here. So I see them all. 3 guys all open. Maybe I can kill one if I shoot, but instead I'm like... There's a team over here, they're all open. We can kill them. And then we all move over and shoot at the same time. And just wipe them really fast. So I'm really glad I didn't like shoot, knock one, and then the other 2 hide, and then... That could have been like really awkward. But this sucks. Like that. Now we left our vehicles behind, and now we're just fucked basically. From this point on, this is like a massive struggle. We probably would have killed them anyway, because they have like nowhere to go. Because there's a team over here as well. Oh, you thought we moved away? Yeah. Yeah, we probably, to be honest, we probably should have moved away. Because then we wouldn't be in this situation now. Like, we have cars. We have 2 buggies and a Dacia. The US is smoking, but the others are fine. So we could have, like... I don't know. Maybe we could have driven here. But even then, it's, like, really rough because they can see us from these windows. But maybe we could have done something if we used the cars. But instead we have to smoke out. We're kind of shooting at this team as well. We tried to use smokes to get in. Killed one of this team. Dempsey blew up the car and killed him. Alright, this is so hard. Like, Dempsey knocks another guy in the house. So he's trying to give us a chance to get in by knocking these guys so that we can move while they're knocked, basically. Because they're just holding us. They know we have to run in the open. They have a great position. They have scopes and shit, probably. I get shot in the head by a Beezer. This is basically the point where we're screwed because we didn't have vehicles. That's pretty much all that happened. The replay ends there because I died, but we pretty much just everyone does the same thing. They try and run and get wrecked from these guys. Did you not have scopes, Zibby? 3 red dots to 1 8 times. I think that's what we had on the hill, yeah. We had the same thing. Oh, not at that point, though. At that point, we'd killed guys and got 4x's. But either way, like, even with red dots, you guys are just going to kill us there, right? Unless you really whiff hard. Yeah, splitting the compounds like that was really smart, like the way they did. Okay, so this game... Yeah, I was saying before, Ruby, like, it was kind of risky the way you did it, because if there was a team there, you probably die. But it worked out, like, super well. Plus, it's not really... I don't know if those buildings are really a compound that people like to take. Unless the circle's really good for it. I don't know if it's because there's this hill here. People don't like... It feels kind of hard to move. Like, how do you keep your vehicles safe? If a team goes up here on the mountain... I don't know. Like, I can kind of see why you thought there probably wasn't anyone there. But you guys played it really well. So in this game, we were going to go South George. But then... we saw that Pachinki was free. So the plane goes past Pachinki. We see everyone flying north, and then Larson's just like, let's go Pachinki, because we see nobody. Um, we're looking around for vehicles. Like, now, as soon as we know that there's no one there, the only thing we're basically thinking about is getting vehicles. We want to make sure we have vehicles, so we check the North Road, we check the hard spawn. Larson scouts to the west. I think I was looking on the South Road and like around here. There's a spawn at the tower as well. So we're just looting. We get this circle. Which is like probably going to be military base, right? Because it's like 60-40. But it's most likely going to go melee. I think Larson wants to move early and take the bridge. Because we're in a pretty good spot for that. To go just quickly drive down and be on the bridge before anybody else. Kill anyone who tries to come across and then just move over when we like afterwards. So he drives with Sunbird, and then I think the demo doesn't show because I'm not there. Which is really annoying. But Larson dies to a team that's already there in front of him. I mean, maybe a little bit risky doing that. I mean, it's hard to say. It's great. If you get there early, it's great to get a lot of kills and kind of control. Like, you control the bridge, you control like this whole area because nobody can get across. But you also, there's a lot of fighting, and I don't know. The other good thing about crossing the bridge instead of driving into the water like we did is that you get to keep your vehicles. So you get to like kill everyone that comes across the bridge, get their loot, and then like drive up to one of these hills with your cars and with their loot, and you know there's probably nobody like in this area because you killed them all. Unless they like swam across. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of doing that just because it puts you like, I don't know, it's pretty risky and it's a lot about timing of like who gets there first. But we go here, and basically the only reason Sunbird swims across, which is like, it's fine to do that. The only reason I wanted to stay was I was basically thinking that it might actually go north. Like, I don't think it's impossible for this circle to actually shrink back to the north side. And if it does shrink back to, like, say it shrinks here. We just got the best spot in the whole circle. And say it shrinks south. We just swim across and we go up on this hill or something. Like, it's pretty... I feel like you can kind of do this either way. Like, it's not the biggest deal. Whereas if you swim across straight away, then you're trying to like swim back and like run up here, and I don't know. It's just kind of awkward. Plus, if it shrinks north, everybody, like almost everybody's probably already on the island. Those are my thoughts about it anyway. Different teams like play it differently. I think so. Okay, I think Hayes, you were alone, right? Like your team died already. This is the match where I had 20 bandages the whole game with 20 AK armor. Oh god. Oh, your team was alive? Oh yeah, your team were behind you. Okay. So I guess you insta-die in the water, right? That's why you didn't get knocked or anything. So Hayes comes scouting for boats. He stops at the shack. I don't know if I should have fired here. I don't know if I should have just waited. But I was basically trying to get the knock. Oh, you're so low, dude. You have no HP. What? I got robbed of this kill. My 5 points got absolutely robbed. I take you to like 1 HP there. Or 0 HP is what it looked like. Then I kill you. Well, I try and kill you in the water, and then you drown instead of dying to me. So sad. Yeah, I mean, it's just super awkward for you at this point. I don't know if there's anything you could have done. To be honest. I think maybe even going in the shack and just staying here. That might have been the only play that you could make that would actually let you live. But then you're still gonna die later on. Because I wouldn't have like pushed you in the shack. But you would probably still die later. I'm just thinking like if you wait in the shack, at least you stay alive, and then maybe later the circle shrinks. Maybe you get super lucky and it goes north. Or it goes south and we swim across first and then you go like super late. Smoke the bike and drive into water. That could have worked. But didn't I might have just taken the wheel like straight away. So that might not have worked. But either way, like as soon as he's swimming, I'm just gonna kill him because he has to come up for air, and every time he comes up for air, I'm gonna shoot. And it's not that hard to hit people in the water. So I don't know. You were pretty fucked. Your team goes across over here. We still haven't seen the shrink. And then it does shrink away, so... I was hoping it would shrink to us, obviously. Because we'd be in a fantastic position, but it doesn't. This is kind of weird, because Stab's going for the drop. We see Stab going for the drop. And we're like, right, I guess we... Because I was about to run down, loot you, and then take the jet ski. Then Stab comes here. A whole team drives past him while he's on the drop. I'm not shooting at these guys because I know there's a pretty low chance I'll kill them. And I'm kind of hoping somebody will like come for the jet ski or something and I'll just get a free kill. I'm not shooting right now. The Stab leaves, this team leaves to swim. That's faster. We loot you, we take the jet ski. Jet ski across. We also could have swam. But the jet ski's faster, obviously. We see this team. I knock Ewan, but I don't kill him. This shrink that happens now is really good for us. Didn't expect someone to be camping the cliffs. No, I mean, most people go across, right? Most people go across. So it's reasonable to expect nobody to be there. But I wasn't camping there to try and get frags. That was just like a happy accident, basically. Even though I didn't get the frag. It got denied. But I was basically camping there to have like an amazing position if the circle shrank north. This circle though is really good for us. When it shrinks. Because we're on the edge right now. Like if this goes down here again, we're screwed. But I mean, that's the best circle we possibly could have had. As soon as that circle pops up, I'm saying, like, scout these. Like, do you see anyone southeast? Because before this shrink, like, in this circle, these compounds are not good. Like, they're okay, but they're not great. But as soon as this one pops, these are, like, the best place to be, basically. Watch my snack. I don't see. I'll try though. So we're running over here. We don't see anyone in these buildings, so we're just running as fast as we can to try and take this before anybody else does. Team 5. Oh, you with these guys? Ab and J. You alive? Oh, you got 5th. Okay. So we take these buildings. Rustamar goes alone in this one, and I go with Sunbird. I'm basically thinking... I'm shooting the fences down. I shot the fences just so I could see out the windows better. But, when you're 3 people... I tend to think you should either split as 2 and 1, or you should all be together. Like, if you're holding buildings like this and you have a choice, because I could have gone in this one, right? We could have gone in 1 in each. But then if one of us gets knocked, then we're always going to have to run to res. So I think that's probably the worst thing you can do. Even though you have a bunch of different angles, I think you need at least 2 guys together. Even maybe even 3. But having one guy here, like, he can watch all these other places that we can't see. And he can kind of cover us, and we can cover him. So as long as he doesn't get knocked, it's fine, basically. We can get knocked, but he can't. And we just have an amazing spot now. Super lucky with the circle. We were fast to move, and then we just get a great position. And then we get pretty lucky again, to be honest. This could have gone away from us. I wouldn't say we got super lucky because we're fairly central. Alright, thank you, Jamie. That's actually really useful. I forgot the keys. Ab and J. But yeah, the circle basically goes to the middle. So now, these guys are fucked. These guys are fucked. These guys get shot by this team and us at the same time. And they just get wrecked. Like, they have no chance. I was mad because I didn't get any of the kills. Or I got 1. I got the kill on Celis, but these guys stole the other ones. Oh, at least Rust and Marg got Reese. We got some of them. But yeah, we're basically just watching, because we know people have to move in from these directions, we're just watching and just killing them as they run in. Az is over here. This guy actually gets pretty close, but we eventually kill him. Can we throw a nade? Sunbird throws a nade. So he's just hiding behind this tree. He knows we're there. He knows he can't fight us. He's just like trying to stay alive as long as possible. That's all he can really do. Like, his whole team's dead. He's basically just hoping he can snake to top 10 or top 5 or something. But we're aware that he's there. Sunbird throws. Look. That nade, dude. That was just beautiful. Like, oh, I'm safe behind this tree. I'm pretty good, yeah. Chilling. Gonna get top 10. Gets pushed out by the nade, and I just finish him off. Okay. Nade wasn't even that good. I mean, it worked out perfectly. Whether nades are broken and they shouldn't even do that, that's another argument. But the nade, the way nades are, he did it perfectly. The effect was good, yeah. It was good, nade. What are you talking about? Perfect grenade, Sunbird. So this is pretty good for us now. We've cleared our backs. These guys moved further south because they don't want to run into us. Then the circle shrinks to us again. So this is another lucky circle. This could have gone south. This could have gone east. Like, this could have gone so many places, but it went to us. That's great. I'm mad about this game because I threw. I probably single-handedly killed our chances of winning this game. But there's no reason for us to really move at this point. We're just chilling. We're shooting these guys. These guys move away from us south. I've noticed something as well, guys. When I fuck up, a lot of the time when I fuck up, it's because somebody tells me to do something. And even though I know I shouldn't do it, because somebody's telling me, I just do it anyway. Instead of being like, no, I can't do that. I'm going to do this instead. Like, I made the wrong play here. Because Larson called something. And I'm not blaming Larson at all. Like, he wasn't in my position, right? I'm the one playing. So I have to do what I think is right. And what I should have done is ignored him and actually gone in the tower. So I'll show you guys what happens. Because the same thing happened in the last round where Jempty said come back. And even though I knew I couldn't come back without getting shot, I just went back because it was... I don't know, it's Jempty. I have to do what Jempty says. But it was my mistake to do that. So at this point, we do want to take the tower. We're saying, take the tower. Our buildings aren't in. The tower's free. Take it. And that's what we did. I kill Ewan. Because I'm the better Ewan. Easy. Oh, you could have taken it even earlier. Yeah. I can see that for sure. Like, I don't think it was too bad to not do it, but... you're probably right. We should have done that earlier. Like, kept 2 here, and then 1 moves, and then we come later. Like, he just secures it for us. So Sunbird goes in the tower. And Larson's saying, like, don't all go in the tower, because you can't see much. Like, you don't have a good... Even though the tower's pretty safe... Like, the tower's the only building in the circle, right? So it's pretty safe. But because of where this tower is, you can basically only see where we came from, which is clear. You can't really, like, okay, so you can peek here, and you can peek the door if you open it. But, like, it's not great for actually looking around. If you go down the bottom, you basically can't see anything either. So the vision isn't that good from the tower. So maybe... I don't know. That's why Larson said not to go there. He basically said, like, the vision isn't good, you can't see much. Obviously, it's safe. So it's good to have one guy, like, just in case your whole team dies, he just camps in the tower and gets you placement. But, like, he wanted us to spread out and basically cover all these different angles instead of all being in the tower where we can't see anything. Which makes sense. Like, that's... I definitely see why he would say that. But I'm basically just being a dumbass and I get killed from up here. Because I kind of, like, I knew there should be people up here. That wasn't... And then Rustenmar smokes me. He tries to run, Stab's waiting for it because he saw the smoke and he knows what's going to happen. He gets a knock with, like, the final bullet. And at this point, we just threw. We just threw this shit. Me by dying, Rustenmar by trying to res me instead of just letting me die. Yeah, we just threw. It's probably actually okay for me to be here if I realize where I'm getting shot from and I go to this side of the tree. But if I'm on this side of the tree, even though they're not looking down here, there are people. Like, it didn't happen, but these guys could be looking down there and they could kill me. Or they could push down this way. And then they have angles on me. Like, I think even if I move around here and I don't die to stab, I think it's still a bad spot because of all the different angles on this side. Like, a tree's great if you only need to be covered from one place. But if you need to be covered from more than one place, like, I needed a UAZ here or something. Like, we didn't have any cars, but... Oh, we had a buggy. That doesn't really give you cover. So I think, honestly... Maybe playing around... Maybe, like, open the door and play here. And just run around. And then if I start getting shot, I can just run in. Maybe have 2 up. Or 1 up and 2 down. Or 2 up and 1 down. Like, I don't know. I think that's better. Because all these pieces of cover, you can get shot from so many directions. Even here. Like, even if I'm at that rock. Where Rustamar was. Okay, so you're covered from here, but it's the same thing. A guy can come up here and just kill you. So, I don't know. I think just playing the tower was probably what we should have done. Unless we can clear out one of these sides, but even that is, like, risky. I don't know. But basically, yeah, me dying there basically kills our chances of winning the game. We're already 3, and then we get knocked down to 2, and then it's... Like, you can still win with 2, or you can still win with 1, but it's just, like, so much more unlikely. Or so much less likely. If I'm speaking English. I wish I could see the rest. Can I see... You wanted me to watch your snake? Yes. wait. I was just chilling in the shack. Look at your gear. Level 1 vest, grenade, mini, Kar 98. They have a bandage. I guess you don't bandage because you hear him. So they've looked at the shack and they've probably said, "Ah, there's no one in the shack." See the guy you don't shoot? That's smart. They think their back's clear right now. They're not even worried about it. They get in a fight, so now they're definitely not worried about it. This is the type of shit you do to get, like, top 10, top 5 when your whole team's dead. I mean, you're already top 10, but... You said you got 5th, right? So you have no health. You have, like, the shittest loot ever. You're just, like, proning in. Chilling behind that tree. Sneaky, sneaky. I wish you'd killed Stab. Couldn't you have just killed Stab here? That would have been great. You just run it behind him. He's alone. You kill him. You get his level 3 helmet, level 2 vests. He's got an AUG with an 8x. That would have been great, guys, if you could have just killed this guy. That would have been fantastic. I don't know if you kill him later or what. But yeah. I messed up. We got... I think Sunbird ended up getting us 3rd. So it wasn't too much of a bad game. After all. But we could have won that game if I hadn't died like that. Alright, what do I do now? I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, it's quite fun for me to go through. It's also really useful for me to go through and do that. But like, if I do it for the stream as well, it might be interesting for you guys.